Hello, everybody out there in Pavlov land, fellow Pavlovians and other internet sleuths. Joining me today is the one, the only, the RFL.
Hello.
And today we have FBI versus VA, or VA versus FBI. I'm not sure who's higher in the standings, but actually I am. FBI are higher.
FBIS.
Yeah,
So they're home team.
they are home team. So they banned first, and their first ban was Museum. Then VA banned Stahlbrecher. Do you want to pronounce that for me?
Stahlbrecher. Stahlbrecher.
Nice. Then the second ban from FBI was Industry, and the second ban from VA was Mirage. So, first map up. Queued up and jump straight into it.
Who do we have on the rosters? I don't have sound. I don't know if that's me.
Oh, there's definitely sound. It might be a you thing. That's really unfortunate though.
I can deal with that. Don't worry about it.
Going into round one, and we have VA on attack here. Let's see what they decide to do. Is it going to be a rush B? Looks like it could be a rush B. Hector definitely going up that way. Risk going to look towards mid here. Sees the sprint peak. Information given and received. Missing flash. On the bomb carrier. Making his way towards B.
Looks like they're probing. It doesn't look like they are committing to here. Keeping FBI in the dark.
Just have my sound. Is everything okay for everybody else?
I haven't seen any chatters yet.
Hello, everybody out there. Say hello.
Give us some feedback, but we have a death already. Wrist has died. Has lost a little bit of HP, but I'm sure he will go through.
I'm going to tag on to the bomb carrier here for a moment while I try and sort that. Sorry about this, guys.
And now Don. I think he's gonna attempt the plant, but yeah, there's a team enemy. Multiple in fact, and yeah, he didn't have his pistol, so that was a clean round. Only Opello died, but that doesn't matter on pistol round. And it's 1-0 for FBI.
Need to unplug my headset because the sound keeps jumping across to it, which is not good. Hopefully that breaks nothing.
Oh, it looks good. Meanwhile, we are enjoying the spawn of Inferno. We see a full force decal for VA, and it looks like they're just going to push mid with 5.
Oh, that grenade!
Oh, that grenade's beautiful.
A lot of damage.
I'm generally not a fan of grenades in the enemy safe round, because you're spending 600 on a round you're supposed to do defense. But it did a whole lot of damage. Now the SMGs can just clean that up, no problem.
No entrance.
Yeah, it's just stuck here. They're all damaged. Their position. Farm them. And farming they did.
Two and 0. Caster's mics are a bit quiet, by the way, especially in Killian's one. Well, I'm up full. I guess I can drop the game sound. Sorry if that's not good enough, but let us know.
Sounds fine on my end. I just unmuted the stream. I think that was from before. Do we have delay?
No, shouldn't be.
Okay. Okay.
Well, one map delay.
Yeah, but I meant like towards the viewers. So rifle round. Alex running in, getting down. Lots of trading here. Now 2v2. John got picked by wrist there. So very winnable. But I think, yeah, the bomb is down in apps. Wrist now coming, but he's not getting support from Hector. Well, he's checking short. I'm not sure what FBI is doing. Maybe playing for a retake?
They might
Looks
call
like they
this
think
done.
somebody... Yeah, I think they're expecting somebody coming to B, but in fact, it's not happening. I think Hector picked an early fight there. It's unfortunate.
That's a play for a
So
retake.
now it's 2v1.
Up in apps.
Wrist is circling back, but they still have plenty of time.
20 seconds left on the clock.
And Matt does have clippers.
Oh, spotted.
Yep. Now Matt can go for the clip, but he doesn't. But Rick should have this, yeah.
Nice. Very close. Oh man, without the peeping sound, the intensity drops. You don't know how close it is, but that was pretty close. That was within a second or two of the end of the round. So those clippers came in absolutely clutch. Windows sound.
From before.
Nothing but professional casting here, you know.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, looks like they're going for A one more time. Again, they got Bjorn on the pick. They are X-filling on Inferno. Black Hat. And now it's 2v4. So this might just need to be a save from FBI, I think.
Yeah, should be.
Oh, I can say beep. Easy.
Beep, beep, beep.
We have somebody from VA being very aggressive in library, giving FBI maybe an opportunity.
It looks like they're going for this.
Yep. I mean, the economy is not great considering they won 3 rounds. They expended a lot of money on util. So I would like to see a save here. I don't think this is doable. 20 seconds on the clock. I should do the bip sound.
Black Hat like ships.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Also turtles.
Also
not movies. Anyways, enough with the inside jokes. Yeah, it's a save. I think that was the right call. They didn't have time. Oh, Rick got by Alexander, who was really aggressive there. But it paid off. But yeah, this is what I kind of mean with the whole not overspending on rounds you're supposed to win. They're up like 3 rounds, and now they need to do a half save. But it looks like they just force, which is probably the right call considering this is Inferno. As a CT, they should be well within their chance to win, given that they have still a lot of util. I would assume most of them don't have armor, but that shouldn't matter.
Oh, we're seeing a B push now.
Yeah, and this is very risky. A single grenade could end this team.
Nobody pushing out
yeah.
A yet.
There's a lot of smoke.
Too much smoke, possibly. Oh, they leave it.
I mean, they have to. It would be suicidal to go in there. The issue is they gave up complete map control. FBI now have beautiful red spots. Although it doesn't out. Also, Echo is not on the roster. At least not on the PCVR roster. Hector is getting traded out. Trades. And then we have some more
Oh,
kills.
and that
Then
side
again,
open.
it's a 2v2, and it's again the B side that's alive. So VA left one person on the B side to keep the pressure up. That person died, but the rest of the team managed to take A side. Don is full HP, but Wrist is one shot, but so is Rick. So I think this is a fairly even matchup.
Progressing in.
I do need to make the beep sounds, but it's tricky.
Yeah.
But the beeping will stop in 20 seconds, so they have to be quicker than this. Matt
I'll get
decides to
one.
rush for it, but loses the fight, and Rick also gets headshotted by Don, so this is another round for VA. A very important round. I think they need to win one or two more to have a good result on the T side.
Yeah. So I would always say on the weaker side, 3 rounds is what you want as a minimum. Of course, you can do it with less, but
Yeah. I mean, obviously you want 3, but if you get 2, I think on Inferno that can also be enough. Obviously,
fair.
it's risky.
With 2, you almost have to play perfectly. You get 1 chance.
Yeah, you have to win pistol, that's for sure. If you don't, then that's gonna be spicy. But yeah, if you win pistol, then you still can win this. But yeah, ideally 3 or even more.
Oh.
We'll have to see. FBI is on the safe and doing a little bit of apartment dance.
But the bomb is over here towards B, and they're winning this fight too.
Opello did get a knife kill. And we still have, I believe this is, Matt. Who gets the kill on Hector, nice headshot.
That's
And now Don is all alone. Yaku is nowhere near. So he can't plant. Opello managed to pick up an AK, which is not that dangerous. Opello hates the AK with a passion, so little call out here. But yeah, obviously this is not going well for VA on the FBI save round. But it looks like FBI does not know what's up. Okay, now Matt should make the call out. He got fragged, and so did Icebjorn, but I think Opello can win this. Since Don is one shot.
One shot to any weapon. Opello nearly full HP.
Yep. Gets Don immediately. And I think he knows where Yako is, because Bjorn got killed. And he gets him. Even with the AK. Well done, Opello. Man. Has to crouch down. Yeah, the roster is, I would say, FBI's strongest lineup. Personally, I'm of course sad to see that the funniest name in all of VRML, Your Kelly, is not playing right now. Maybe we see him later. And then also I think there's Code on the bench as well. Hopefully they don't need anybody for like disconnects and stuff, but I know they have them. On the VA side, I think that's pretty much the full roster. I think Neptune hasn't played as far as I know. I'm not even sure if he's a PC player, to be honest.
Ooh, that's a good question actually. I'm not familiar enough with him to know. I'm not familiar because I haven't played Pavlov in so long.
Oh, they've been busy. Actually, nice grenade. Hector burning his bum, I would say. And then gets shot down by Bjorn. Actually, it's iced Bjorn. It's like an iced coffee. I need to say this. Killia cleaning up, and now it's 2v5. VA should absolutely save their guns and not go in there. Just run far away. This is the beauty of Inferno. If the round is like this, then you have to wait for 1 minute to try again.
Having said that, B-side is completely open.
For now, I'm sure FBI will reset any second.
Yeah.
And by the time VA is anywhere close to it...
Why do they feed mid? It's hard not to feed mid.
You know, the mid guy, he has to like get gold to get the better equipment, and that's why you wanted fat, you know. I don't know, it worked twice for them. They got A side twice with a mid push. Which is more than B they lost on their save or on the FBI save, so If it's stupid and it works,
It
still
ain't
works.
stupid. Yep. Oh,
Don
okay.
playing a little bit with fire here. I know there's several spots on Inferno where like these kinds of things get you killed because you're stuck in a falling animation until you die.
Yeah.
So this is dangerous to try this. And on the scoreboard we see Opello top scoring and top fragging 11-4. On the VA side we have Wrist with 6-5. They should, or VA should try to get like at least one more round. Otherwise, yeah, this is gonna be spicy.
So, old talk. Back whenever I was starting out Pavlov, VA were the hardest team to fight. It looks like FBI have got their codex, figured them out, and is making it work.
Yeah, Don got killed and the grenade also tagged Wrist and Hector got also shot, so not a good start. And now Killia is wisely falling back. You know, he got a good pick at the start of the round, making this even more unfair, I would say. And now he's falling back to a defensive position. It's really beautiful. Yeah, I mean, FBI is really strong right now. They picked up Mad Age. They have a bunch of really good players.
Sure.
And, they know how to play Inferno, I would say.
Too much Inferno.
Judging by these beautiful crossfires. Leaving just Hector, who should probably save again, but he doesn't. Then again, they have barely enough money for the final round.
6-2.
But yeah, I think VA needs to slow it down. They just run into like a utility wall from FBI. FBI has money. They can all buy, or most of them can buy like 50s and all the util. So VA needs to play this really slow.
Yeah, we'll see this.
But it looks like a rush.
We'll see this
Looks like a
shift
B-rush.
entirely on the counter side, though. Once VA get over to CT, it's going to be a different game, I would say.
Yeah. That nade was a little bit too late. Smoke is good. The running into smoke is not so good. Gets killed.
Aggressive
But Alex
play.
gets a nice headshot on Mad Age, and this makes it suddenly really interesting. If Rick can hold the church, then this is... nope, he cannot. So this could go for VA. 3v4 retake is not impossible, but all from the same angle.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate, but they're smoking it up. Get entry into church anyway.
The beeping is happening. They have 30 seconds on the clock. We have 3 clippers, so that's okay. Yaku gets traded out.
Arpello gets a great nade as well. But it's down to Arpello now. 1 versus 2. Gets the first.
He does have his M4, but he expects the last person in banana. And they get another round, which is exactly what they needed.
Absolutely.
This now really comes down to the pistol round. If FBI can win this pistol round, they are up to 7-3, probably even 8-3, considering the rifle round. And from there, it's like coasting to the 10. But if they lose this now, then the game is wide open again.
Yeah. Very important round for both teams here. And it looks like this looks like a B-rush a little. Nope.
Yeah, actually it's a mid-rush. Looks like they are copying the feed mid strat. Let's see if VA can farm it.
The feed mid meta. That's fine out.
Need the feed mid meta.
Oh.
That made contact, but most of them are right. Don does get mid H.
Trade.
They trade each other out
from
nicely.
behind.
People are just running in the spawn. VA knows the strat. I personally really dislike the strat, but Opello just turns around, shoots him in the face, and then goes A? Wasn't there a second person behind? Yeah, that second person went to banana. That was an interesting choice.
Beep. Beep.
That is to say, the wrong choice. And now it's really hard for VA to win this.
First on the side, wrist, looking around.
Yeah.
Rig taking out
Rig.
Hector.
Hector instantly in.
Oh, nice shot.
Yeah, but I think Opello
Nice.
Opello's in pit. Oh, he hasn't planted for himself.
Oh, wrist pulling
that's-
this off.
Gets the 3K and pulls it off. That was
very nice.
That was rough, man.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah, well played by Wrist. I think FBI here gave it away.
A little bit.
But yeah, that's pressure.
They chose 1v1s the whole way down, and
Yep.
that was the wrong choice.
Also, the bomb was planted for towards like CT, which in this case, like there were 2 people there. It was just unfortunate for Pello, but also probably the timing, because he was in pit and I think wrist came from short, so this must have just missed him as
Shorty
he was in
AK
pit.
coming up.
It's an interesting and bold choice to go here, because you know AKs are very powerful, and the armor they buy does nothing.
No pen power in that mini AK though.
Yeah, I think there's a second person behind Mad H who's shooting. But Hector managed to get him. And now Hector is stuck, so if Apollo can clean him out, that was a worthy trade. Can get one.
Gets the second.
And gets the other.
And that's it. That side open.
We have somebody in CT. But if they stack it up well... Ooh, that nade. Apollo now one shot.
This flash is not really going where they want them to, I would say. Icebjorn coming in. And taking out Don.
Yeah, Don was trying his best to delay. I'm not sure what kept the other VA players so far away. And now Apello's in a beautiful red spot. If he can keep his calm, just hide there. Oh, good counter nade. Yes, that was textbook ambush.
7-4.
Yeah, I mean, they won the pistol round with a good clutch, but then on the safe round, going with the ohms against a case, I feel like that's just too risky. Because the armor you're buying does nothing. And in the gunfight, you know, sure, the ohms is good against unarmored targets, but the AK is also very good against armored targets, so you're just making it an even thing. So I'd rather buy a real rifle and then have the firepower of the M4. But I'm also biased with the M4.
Can you do us the armor, it does nothing?
It does very little, I would say. Like, some people are really paranoid because, you know, you get helmet saved some of the time. Like, sure, yes, theoretically, you know, being able to tank a single M4 shot, sure.
Oh, they've left
but
one
in
player.
a real gunfight, yeah.
Only one player
And
outside.
it looks like, yeah, it looks like VA forcing another round of bombs as well. A lot of smokes. This could be dangerous.
Sneaking away into the smoke, disappearing into the background, waiting for the team to rotate in. Nice getaway.
Yeah, but he had to give up the plant.
Yeah, true.
We're not hearing the beeping, but it is there. And that's a beautiful smoke. I love it. Don is channeling his inner Englishman, hoping somebody will push to church, but FBI should know better. And yeah, now he's getting intel. But now it's not looking that good. 1v4. A deagle and a dream.
Gets one.
It remains a dream. 8-4. Yeah, this is looking good for FBI. Orpello also top fragging 19-6. Classic Orpello, I would say.
Yes. He's a man I don't want to fight against. Let's put it like that.
The interesting thing really is the fact that you know, he's such a high score and there are only a few CT rounds in, because Orpello is definitely a M4 player. So if you face him and he has an M4, then it's a nightmare. But he already has a great score on the T side with the AK, meaning it's just gonna get worse from here. So he has a good game. Matt gets a beautiful headshot, I think. Yeah, getting an aggressive Hector in banana. Wrist is aggressive, but not following up. There was an opportunity there, but he just missed it. And I would say this is another successful B, because they have like 5 men there. And VA does not have the Utah to retake. Matter of fact, they barely have any Utah. Wrist gets Mad H, but it's traded out, so...
Alexander coming in, getting rig.
Yep. Bomb is planted. Where's Apello? That might have been a smoke kill. Alexander gets another one though. Turning this suddenly in a 2v2. Apello's in a good spot. VA is smart, waiting on the smoke.
30 seconds. Time is
The
ticking.
beeping. Yeah, the beeping is happening. Oh, Alexander gets a 4K and cleans it up. And has the util to quickly defuse.
Well played.
Not bad. Yeah.
Is he the GOAT? Is he the real GOAT?
I'm too old to call anybody the GOAT,
Okay.
but saving that round with like getting all the kills, and getting them in the right time, waiting on his teammate, definitely a good play there. VA is still now better in terms of util, but eco-wise still far behind. FBI did a full buy and they still have lots of money. So even if they lose this round, they can follow it up immediately again. And it looks like they're going slow, which I really like. Force VA a little bit to probe.
Yeah, holding A site. Oh, what? No, they shift at least one more player over towards B, possibly even two. Did they smell?
This leaves A really vulnerable, but it looks like FBI is committed to B. Mad-H rushing in, gets Hector, but Yaku trades him out, gets traded out. Grenade explodes, but there's too much VA already on site. Killia gets the plant though. And now it's a 2v2, same setup again. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same players. Apello was there. And now it's Killia against Don, and I think Don knows where he is.
Oh, misses the flash and comes out just at the wrong time.
Ah, look. What a massacre there though. Look at all these corpses.
Too many guns to choose from.
Yeah.
My
8-6, this could be the comeback.
Yeah.
If FBI can get one more round, then it's gonna be really dicey right now. But if VA manages to get the 8-7, then yeah, it's wide open again. The upside for FBI is now they're on loss. I think they lost 2 or 3 rounds in a row and they still have money. So they can just keep playing with full rifle and money. Until they win, of course.
Yep. Yeah, once you win, yeah, gotta keep winning.
Or make it spicy again, I guess. Wrist aggressive again in mid. Will they smell it this time?
Hello holds him out as the aggression comes in out of FBI.
He could get checked here from Icebjorn.
No, he's not checking it.
Oh.
Too late.
But now Wrist is in a really precarious situation. He's nading, but that isn't going anywhere. Okay, now it's a smoke. Maybe he can escape with the smoke. Alexander does get Killia. And he pushes all the way into like T-side apps. That's crazy. So now FBI is kind of falling apart. Oh, it was a clean wipe.
Yeah. That aggression out of Wrist really paid off in the end.
Yeah, also the one from Alexander, they couldn't like get him out of the position.
Yep.
And now it's 8-7. FBI can buy. I think they should. But yeah, the pressure is definitely on without the beeping happening. And oh no, do we have a crash? Can you go to FBI spawn?
He definitely looks.
Yeah,
looks like he's having some.
He's looking at the sun, which is not something you should do, you know.
It's alright. He's got the Jared glasses on.
He's safe. He can look into the sun. And it looks like FBI is gonna play time here until that is sorted. Looks like he's back. He has an AK. Rick has a Deagle, so I think he is saving, and Killia's potentially also saving. Yeah, they should try to deplete the money, the util of VA.
Esbjorn pushed all the way up mid, but kind of alone out there.
It looks like Matt is still in their spawn. No, that's... yeah, okay, he's in mid, but he lost the gunfight to Hector. And he couldn't get refragged.
Once you crash out like that, you spend a lot of your time trying to regain ground that you think you've lost. So
yeah. Alexander really aggressive here, but Yaku has his back. I was about to say Icebjorn can get him, but no luck there. Rick might be able to at least get the AK
dodging.
to arm himself a little bit better. But it looks like he's not opting to make a sound. And also gets killed.
Again, FBI sort of feeding them one by one.
Yeah. I mean, this is a tricky map because it's defender sided. It's sometimes really hard to trade somebody out.
Yeah.
If they're playing long angles and immediately falling off. And you could see Hector, he got a kill and then he just retreated. But yeah, this is now a do or die situation for FBI. If they lose this round, then, you know, there's the map round for VA on the table. But they do have the money, they do have the utility, so if they can get their game sense back, and they seem to be a little bit shaken. They started off really strong, but the last 3 or 4 rounds they barely got any kills. And VA could just be really aggressive.
Matt H
that grenade,
2 of those grenades.
Yeah. I was about to say, that was crazy that one grenade did so much damage. But yeah. He's just stuck there. This is the fun of Banana. It's the easiest thing to nade in the world. And yeah, Rig is also very low now. Killia, Icebjorn also low.
Yeah, if you're not aggressive up mid, you gotta hold out of mid, or out of Banana, until util is done.
Later in the round, especially now that VA has so much money. Alexander getting another 2. Both of them were low, but still important frags. And now it would be up to FBI to save. But it's really tempting to go for it.
They need the money as well.
They will be able to buy
no,
them.
they're on loss. Yeah, that's fair.
But they still shouldn't. It's 30 seconds. Both of them are not full, and they don't have bombs, so they have no chance to win. And the eco of VA is just too strong. Like, even if they get like 2 or 3 kills, VA will easily be afford to buy. Risk being aggressive, getting punished, and nobody's there to follow it up. But he can afford it. He has the money.
True. I was just saying, Nub in chat saying he was dreaming of waifus. I think this might be accurate. We'll see.
Yeah, and potentially now final round. It's crazy that it comes down to this, because without that 4K retake from Alexander, I think the game would have been over by now, because that's where the comeback started. And that's just how it goes, especially on a map like Inferno. Like, 1 round, all it takes to change the game. Not that it is over. If FBI can win this round, then it's wide open.
Yeah.
But the last 5 rounds were rough, man.
Yeah, stay out Banana for a while. Conserve your util for this side hit, I guess.
Try to bait out the VA util. Oh, that grenade is on a voyage.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything. I do love the grenade tracers. That's really good. Great feature.
Can confirm. Bad H being somewhat aggressive here.
They still have 55 seconds. And I don't think VA knows what's up.
No. Everybody's being sort of quiet enough.
He's going for boiler, but gets killed by wrist. Is anybody watching balcony though?
Yeah.
Somebody is from side, but wrist gets traded out with a grenade. Not sure where Don got the kill.
Mini-map, man. I really want it. Oh.
And now it's up to Opello to clutch 1v4. I don't think it's happening,
I don't
but
think it's happening either.
he has 15 seconds to make it happen.
Oh! He caught that timing.
He got that. But yeah, the comeback is real. First map goes to VA.
Nicely played. Yeah, there was a couple of really good plays out of VA there that just really turned that around, I think. You're saying Alexander, but risked in the first pistol round
Yeah,
as well.
the pistol was also like one of those things. If they had lost that pistol round, then I think this would have been really one-sided because you know the upside was there. Then again, FBI brought it immediately back by winning the safe round.
True.
To even that mistake out. But yeah, losing that 4K on the defense when the bomb was already planted, that was something. And now we're going into Dust 2. It looks like it's what's it called? Counter-Strike Evening.
Counter-Strike, the game. I mean, not the game.
Totally not the game.
Just having some nice, peaceful time in spawn. This is, you know.
Yep, it looks like nobody's waving, but we might have loaded in too late. Also, no roster changes, so same setup. Looks like FBI starting on the T side. This is VA's pick. We'll see how that goes for them.
I love when the teams fight each other with the revolvers.
I mean, I usually have to run away from a certain team member, otherwise I get killed immediately. Mad H has a ping of 12. He's literally sitting inside the server. I love that we now can see the ping on the Pav TV.
Yeah.
But he needs to get out of the server and into this game, and it's time to start. Winning, I would say, and it starts with the piss round. Looks like I was about to say a classic A, but we have Foreman in mid. I'm not sure what that is about.
That is an A setup, just a really soft A setup.
Yeah, and it looks like Iced got Alexander, I want to say on B.
Yeah.
But there's two more players. It looks like VA thinks it's a B. If FBI can capitalize on this, then it's very good. But they appear to be shaken. They're really hesitant, I would say. This pistol round does not ooze confidence. And after like having such a good start on Inferno, you know, and then losing so many rounds without having a single successful round, that definitely like has some impact on your mindset, you know, like you're definitely shaken from that. But Rick shakes that off, shoots Don, has a deagle, so Don Armor does nothing. We have a rat on B side.
Gonna be discovered.
Hector.
Oh, Icebjorn! You can't do that. That's
Icebjorn just flicks him off, just right in the face. And yeah, now they can attempt the retake from A short. They do have deagles, so they can pan these. But Killia just survives. He's just built different.
Yeah.
And then shoots Jakub. That, yeah, just clean. Slow, but it worked. Efficient.
Yeah.
1-0.
You know what? Slow plays is something you don't see enough of in Pavlov, I think. You were calling it hesitant and stuff, but they weren't doing their due diligence. You know, they were checking everything and making sure that they weren't.
And they're smart because VA can be very aggressive on the CT side. So I think FBI is expecting this, and it's definitely a good idea. Looks like Opello lost his gun, gets it back. But on the other side, I've seen many matches, many opponents who play really slow, and VA is certainly guilty of that at times. And then they play really slow, and then they have 20 seconds to plant, and in these 20 seconds, they just cannot because they didn't clear the sides, you know?
Yeah.
You have to trade out the resource time, and if you are too slow, then all of a sudden you're forced to make really risky plays, which can pay off, but more often than not, they do not. And it looks like this slow, you know, continues, but it might be the right play because again, VA forced. I'm not a huge fan because I feel like the OMP is not good enough as a gun. But we'll see if they make it work. Hector died, but Mad H is really low already. And Wrist is in a spot to surprise Rick.
They swapped guns there, which was seemed like a good idea, but it allowed Risk to get up in and in fact recover an AK, and that's not really
Yeah.
what you want. However, this mid push comes through.
Yaku has a real gun with the M16. I feel like this is a buy you can do if you force. And he does get another kill. There's a trade. He's a bit too aggressive on the pickup. And yeah, it worked out this time. And I think they, should have taken their gun advantage and pushed into A or B side a little bit more decisive. Instead of like having these extended gunfights.
They got rejected from mid early on, and the re-aggression or the second fragger just wasn't there, and they just lost their footing, I think.
And now, unfortunately, they have to full save, which is rough on this map, I would say. Double dive from Kilia.
As an attacking strategy, I don't.
Yeah, it's you can hope on the enemy like making a huge mistake, being over aggressive, and you can stab them. But if they're not, then you're just standing around with two knives, which is pretty terrific, if I may quote Mo from The Simpsons. But it rarely works out. It looks like he is in A long by double doors, trying to stab somebody. I would imagine that's him.
Yeah, likely. Just hanging out, are you?
Oh, so Pello has a second double knifer. But it looks like VA gave up a short a little bit.
Gone low.
Espion getting another kill there. And Kilia could pick up that deagle, make himself useful. Looks like he's going for it. Don dropped, but we have two people on A side, and I don't think they're at A long. Don does get ice. And they have 20 seconds on the clock.
Is this a B run?
Well, if it is, he needs to start running because he has 15 seconds. If they don't get that kill, then they might need to save. It's good eco damage. Oh, does he not see Don? But yeah, no chance to plant.
No.
Yeah. But still, a rifle and 3 kills. That's a decent save.
2-1.
But yeah, FBI needs to start winning rounds here, or this is not looking good because this is a T-sided map. Odysseus is first in chat. As he's always, somehow. I don't know how he does it.
I know.
How he keeps getting away with it, but it's just what he does.
As Goddamn would say, first in our hearts.
For sure. Did that nade tag anybody? Rick does get Yaku.
So.
And now it looks like there's rotating to B, question mark?
Maybe they're holding out for mid aggression here. That's just not coming.
So far, VA has been, I would say, defensive. Trade out on B, so now B's wide open, and they do control mid. So.
But do they suspect another player on B? That's the question. They don't care. They're going for it.
Yeah, regardless, they are 4. They should stack up. But VA should already move. I'm not sure what they are waiting for. Looks like they're trying to hold it from the spawn, but that's just not going to happen. And now it's a 3v4 retake. Don still has plenty of util. And Hector also has clippers. So this is not impossible. But 2 players are going in too early, and the flank is now only there and has already been spotted. Hector does get Rig, but 2v1. I think Hector should save this.
And as if he heard you.
Yeah.
No.
He does a little bit of ghosting and time machine. No, he goes for it. He fakes the rotate, but I don't think FBI is gonna fall for this. I think he wants to clip, but Opello is still in that corner. Yep, exactly. That's also first out of the tournament. Well, you're the winner of Hearts, Odysseus, I would say, always. And yeah, 2-2. This was a solid B take, I would say. Good mid control. Yeah, looks like VA still wants to prove me wrong and keeps buying ohms, forcing. So if they lose this round, then their economy will definitely be in the trash. Ice gets a beautiful headshot.
No,
It looks like they are fooling. Yeah, they're fooling VA here. Or maybe they're not, because they're still kind of in spawn.
Again, these slow plays, they might pay off.
Yeah. They're controlling mid now, but they have 2 players on B, so that's the thing. Looks like Rig is setting up for the flank. But Yaku is defending it from mid. They should hear now. And yeah, he gets killed and Rig is still in mid. He should be able to hear that. Gets done, leaving just Hector. Rig peeks him aggressively, but it's now a good crossfire. And yeah, another solid round for FBI. And yeah, now VA's money is really bad. They probably will go Deagle.
Yeah,
but we have seen them win on this, so you know you can't exactly count that out.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't count out any of the players in the tournament, really. You know, like...
still ohms. They are hearing me and they want to prove me wrong. I think
they want that.
We'll
kill
see
bonus.
If it works this round. Yeah, the thing for the kill bonus is though you need the kills, you know.
Well, that's fair.
Kilia does have armor, I believe, so, and Medage gets Hector. Wrist is also being taken, and then Don is being taken. So no kills for the umps. Because the downside of the ump is the fact that it needs so much hits to penetrate the armor. If you're not headshotting, you're basically doing nothing to the person. Which sounds funny, like being shot by an SMG saying it does nothing, but this is just how Pavlov works. It's a funny game.
Yeah.
Yaku now hears the entire enemy team.
And could do nothing about it, really. Not from that vantage point. They had the high ground.
They had the high ground. This is the worst feeling in the world if you're down there having to aim up, hearing 4 steps. But yeah, they're just running over VA at this point, which, you know, with the eco advantage and the T side is exactly what should happen.
For sure. 2-4, VA keeping it real, keeping it in the game. Now that they can buy, let's see if they can bring this to a slightly closer game. Get those rounds back.
I mean, they just need to win, like, I would say 1 more round. If they have a solid T, then I think 3 is all you need as a CT. Although lately I've been thinking the map is still T-sided, but not as much as I used to think. I'm not sure why that is. We don't spoil here, so whoever won, you will have to wait or you have to go elsewhere. Or rather, I would avoid, or anybody, please don't answer him in the chat.
So VA won map 1, 10-8.
Yes, in front of 10-8 for VA. That is true. This much we know. Blackhead won. I don't know. This guy. Matt, however, wins against Don. There's a hat going missing, so they know somebody's a goose. Flashbang and nade out. There's 2 people below there. Interesting.
Ooh.
Preventing the take. And this could be the defense VA needs. Interesting smoke grenade by Opello.
That's to recover
That's
the
just
bomb.
Oh, it's there. Okay, yeah, that's good. No worries, Whipkey, no worries. We had spoilers in the past, so we're just trying to avoid that situation.
It looks like it's
maybe gonna
hit,
go for B.
They know it.
Yeah, we have 2 people there, and the flashbang and the nade. It doesn't tag anybody though. Yeah, but they don't expect 2 people in the same spot and get mowed down. This is the recovery VA needs.
3-4. There it is. Now that they've got some money on their side, looks like they're coming in hot. But you know, it's anybody's game at this stage. Obviously, FBI still a strong team, still looking to take this to a third map, I'm sure.
Yeah, but they have to play it slow now because if VA has all the util in the world, just stacked. They can smoke off stuff for days. And this nade.
Oh,
Oof.
double
Yeah,
naded.
Rig's now one shot. He's gonna return the favor, and it looks like just a little bit too short. It looked perfect, but yeah.
As we get A aggression here.
It looks like VA gave up on A long completely, which is fair enough because FBI has not been pushing it. But we'll see if they will regret this decision. Now they stop watching A long. That's even more interesting. Coming back now though, they will spot mid H.
Mid aggression still continues, but they're 3 over on A now, with a 4th coming in.
Ice gets done, and the person on Goose is now pinned. The problem is that Ice got killed from ramp, and now they're just stuck on A long. And somebody's also in lower tunnels. I think it's Rick. Yeah, Rick with 1 shot. And 20 seconds on the clock. I think FBI needs to save this.
Yep, that's Killia going for a save for sure now.
Yeah.
Losing a helmet has that effect on you. You're like, huh, well, I'm out.
Well, if it's like this, then you know, I'm out of here. He's running into suicide, which is, yeah, maybe not my preferred hiding spot, but nobody's watching it, so.
Last place to look, man.
Final round, Mad Age can drop for Pavlov, so everybody has rifles. But yeah, FBI desperately needs this this round, or they need to like play one hell of a CT. If they're going in 4-5 into the CT, then they got their work cut out. And it looks like they're going for a Suka Bliat B-Rush, which is an interesting choice considering how much util VA has.
But they have to get the util out.
Yeah, the Alexander is just too slow. Like, I think his timing was off. He was way too late. But we have a second player wrist there. Interesting. Gets traded out though. Rick does get Yaku in mid, I believe. And now all of a sudden it's 3v4 on the retake. Don needs to wait on his teammates. Teammate, actually.
Teammates, yeah,
singular.
exactly.
He's also in CT. The beeping has started. 30 seconds. Rick and Matt still have a smoke grenade. I would like to see that. That's a beautiful grenade. Don now is a 1 shot. That was probably too far. I think he's just trying to go for a clip. Yeah, he's trying to clip it, but yeah, that was optimistic. He got 1.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he got 1, to be honest. But yeah. I mean, this was good for FBI on the final round, but man, you don't want to give away 4 rounds, I feel like. But if they win now pistol round, then I would say this can look better again. However, if VA managed to convincingly win pistol round, then it's not looking well for FBI. And it looks like they are going for a traditional A push, but FBI doubling up on A long. 2 people in pit. Matt gets the headshot.
Oh, that grenade!
Ooh, they did get Mad Age. But will they suspect a second player? I don't think this has been shown, but Wrist is checking. And yeah, gets Rick. So now the... How do you say? The gist is up. They know...
The game is up.
The rig is up, I guess. And now they're kind of stuck behind car and they all die. This is pretty gruesome.
Wow, that was quite a turnaround, actually. That
yeah.
A defense from CT was
strong. Solid, but the car is not good cover. Like, it's not. They did have A long, but A long without A short is nothing. It's like you know, if only he had 3 clippers. Even with 3 clippers, I don't think he would have made it. I think the issue was that he was getting shot in the face, and it doesn't matter how many clippers you have if you get shot in the face. It looks like a Sukabi, but and the force again. Mini AK is old choice. No armor for the most part. Smoke grenade. Apello gets 2, but is killed. Kelia gets another, leaving just Don on the side. I think, yeah, Rist is in lower tunnels all alone.
They just
And now
wanted
the
that
bomb is
plant.
down. They didn't get it though.
No, they did not.
And if you want that plant, then you better not force this much money out, because look at the economy now. They can force G3s and AKs. Actually, they cannot force G3s. That's a CT weapon. I'm stupid. I'm pretty new to this game. I only played 50 hours. But they can force AKs, but they, you know, no util whatsoever. And yeah, I feel like as T said it, as das 2 is, it's you still want a little bit of util. You still want a flashbang. You still want something, you know. But maybe they'll make it work.
I like this sneaking up mid.
Yep. The crap man. The
Yeah.
issue is he's all alone.
Oh, but he's known now.
He's known. Now his teammates are moving up.
Oh,
And
making it
he
work.
gets Icebjorn. And now it's wide open. I think the issue is that, yeah, FBI had like 2 people on long. Mad H trying his best. I think it's Mad H flashing out, preventing that. Gets Hector, but he probably should suspect the second player. He's at 10 HP though. Not sure what the second player is waiting for. He should refrag. But the bomb is planted and it's a 2v2 situation.
I think Matt's aware that he's there.
Yeah, he should be aware. He heard footsteps. But he was 10 HP, so...
And trade.
And it's a trade. That's unfortunate for FBI, fortunate for VA. They do get the round, and this was important for them. Now FBI's eco is ruined and they need to save themselves.
5-7. Again, still keeping it very, very close to the chest here. Both teams not giving too much away.
It looks like FBI disregarding my opinion and just going for the force. They do have 3 M4s, a Deagle and an M16. Maybe they can make it work.
I don't know who to follow.
It looks like a traditional A, so I think the action will be an A short and mid. Looks like they kind of gave up on A long, seeing how much util they don't have to defend it. Probably the right call. Now Icebjorn has to stay alive here, he can't just get fragged. He's in the Heidi corner, but Alexander expects him. And now he knows. And gets killed. And Rick is again in the most awkward of positions, 6 HP. But yeah, this looks like it's safe from FBI. 2v5 and the side is lost. 1v5 even.
Probably making that Deagle sing though.
Yeah, at least for a second. 6-7. And now the eco, I mean, I said this last round, now the eco is ruined. But now the eco is ruined again, so this is probably the 7-7. Some of the FBI players can force, but they should like sync up their buys. Yeah, it looks like they're going for full Deagle.
Yeah, nobody overbought. It's good to see. Remember, fellows, your economy is not your economy. Your economy is everyone's economy.
That communist bucks buddy comes
Yeah.
to mind. It's not your money, it's our money. And it looks like, you know, why change up if it's not broke? They got A short multiple times, and FBI does not have an answer for that. And this time, Killer also gets killed by Rist.
Ooh, nice shot.
That was a spicy headshot. Rist does get killed by Mad H on 8 long, and now I think Mad H will have a rifle. But A long without A short is meaningless. Oh, he does get Hector, so that's good. And Don also doesn't plant for long, which makes sense. And then Pavlov is still very far away on A long, mid somewhere. I'm not sure where he went.
He's here now.
He's 30 HP.
Oh,
But Don is not looking.
18 seconds. And I've
Where
lost.
is Yaku even?
Yeah, where is Yaku?
He's on A short.
He's coming through mid.
He's way too late. What the heck?
He tried to route the router and just give away that round
Yeah,
almost
like-
entirely. Oof.
This is a huge throw. Like, you want to make like the fucking 4D brain move, and then the enemy just diffuses while you're just standing in mid. That's just,
It's
you know,
unfortunate.
not happening. But what's funny is if FBI now wins, they have the funny number, you know, and we haven't seen the funny number yet. So I'd appreciate it from that perspective. Money-wise, it looks good for
these
both
nades?
teams.
Nice.
Yeah, they just deleted one player and telling the other player, hey, you better be away. I would like to see some util into A long to slow them down. It doesn't look like they have.
Not in an elevator. Only place of cover currently. But VA just flood the side.
Completely overrun and now have the high ground. This is not good for FBI. Ice does get Hector, but he's like in the most awkward spot. I think he was flashed too.
This is VA's round. Has to be.
I don't think they know about the player who's... Oh, never mind.
They do know.
I was about to say, they don't know about mid-H, but then they shot him in the head. So they did. The beeping has started and Opello is stuck in CT. He needs to save this M4. And unfortunately, it's not a funny number happening. If only he knew. Now he does, but yeah, he's 25 HP in 10 seconds.
Oh, gets the helmet, but...
I don't think they're gonna play Reach Sky. 7-8. Can VA pull this off, clean this out 2-0? Or will we go into third map? This is a best of 3, so whoever wins this map decides what's happening next. You know, it's... I don't know how to finish that sentence, I guess. But, you know, that's how it is.
I hope they play Minecraft TTT. Thanks, no.
Risk, no breaks, just pushes into A long. Nobody there to stop him. I'm pretty sure you don't have it installed, Black Hat, so these threats are minor. On the FBI side, they do have to do another save. Icebjorn again in that spot. Is it Icebjorn? No, it's Killia. But Don expects him, mows him down. But he also expects Icebjorn, so he does get another. And now it's 2v4. It doesn't look like FBI has any answer for this A aggression. I think they lost like, I don't know, 3 or 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
Granted, some of those were like save rounds, but are they waifus in? I don't know. I never played it.
You need to ask a different player.
Yeah, I have no opinion on the matter. Apello just standing in that doorway, hoping he can serve some knives.
Welcome to my butcher shop. Today we'll be butchering. Maybe wrist. No, he's not going to get the knife thrown. He's not ready for it.
He's checking. And that's an 8-8.
Some guns to be recovered though, which is nice for Rig.
See, Rig could also play exfil. He looted those bodies and then he exfilled. Now the question is, can FBI mount the comeback? Because the swing, the momentum is definitely on the VA side. The money is also very good. That just leaves the question, can FBI adapt to this A push? And I mean, again, why change if it's not broken? It worked so well for VA, they're just gonna keep doing it. And indeed they do.
Yeah, I mean, if it's working, you don't need to change it.
But it kind of looks almost a little bit like they're not going for it. Like they did get Killiar with the nade. Mad H, I believe, is in pit, but just giving it up, which is really dangerous. If he just gets flashbang, then, you know. He gets Hector and wrist with 2 beautiful headshots. It's really difficult. Not so much the wrist headshot. I mean, it was beautiful because it was a full spray. But Hector was like jumping down, and getting a headshot from that angle is really hard because most of the time you will just hit the feet or the chest and therefore not get the headshot. Which is important on the AK. If you don't have it, then you're done for. But I mean, he has an M4, but still, same thing. Leaving just Don, and yeah, I feel like they kind of switched it up because they were kind of late, kind of indecisive, didn't get A short. the double kill on A long certainly helped, and now it's just Don wondering what the hell happened. He does have the money to go for it, and I'm always almost wondering if he should, because it's 8-8. So they do have the money to go into like if like now FBI is up 8-9. But they definitely have the money for the 9-9. So
Alexander's looking a
why
little bit.
save?
Alexander and Hector are both looking a little bit meek on money. They'll have enough money next round, but then if they lose next round,
If they lose, then the game's over.
Oh,
if
well,
they lose,
that's
then the
fair.
game's over.
That's fair.
Also,
Yeah.
the rest of the team, Rist has 7k, Don has 7k, Yaku has 6k. I feel like Don should have played this. Sure, the odds were absolutely not in his favor. There's probably a 1% chance for him to pull this off. But saving, the only thing saving did is doing minor economy damage that the FBI didn't get the kill bonus. But the FBI, their money is good. Like, even if they lose now, they should have enough for next round.
I guess if you kill one person, you take away some util from that round anyway.
Yeah, anything. The saving, I don't know. Looks like MedH gets away for now anyways. Gets Hector, he needs to get into pit quick.
His crossfire could be...
Oh, he needs help from Killia. Yeah, that crossfire couldn't come clutch. Yes, it does. Still one person on along who's smoking out, giving away his position. 2 smokes.
Getting away with
Alexander gets iced on A again. I'm not sure what the B players are doing. They need to rotate to like mid and A stat. If there's this much aggression on A long, then it's definitely an A. And Alexander just pushing through, getting Killia. Is this another case of Alexander winning the game? We shall see. They now have like the high ground again. So I feel like FBI here should team up and get into A short instead of trying to fight upside down. I don't think they have the bomb though.
No. No player on VA has the bomb, which means it's dropped on A long.
It drop on A long?
Must have. Means they need to get there and stat.
They do have the cross from CT. That's a good crossfire. Now it's a 1v2 situation. Rist finally managed to pick up the bomb with 25 seconds on the clock. He has no choice but to go A. And they should know this.
Oh,
he's trying to cross. He gets to cross without losing any HP. That is absolutely amazing. Now the beeping started, but one person is close. He's spam firing because he thinks somebody's closer than he is. There's no yeah, Opello gets him, trades him out, and that's then game, unless Opello fat fingers this.
He's got plenty of time to fat finger a few times.
Yeah, he could fat finger multiple times, but Opello's a professional. He gets this on the first try, and this is an 8-10, definitely a close game. Means we're going into game 3, ladies and gentlemen. I thought, to be honest, VA had this. They had a solid attack with the A, but then at some point FBI manages to adopt and win. You know, adopt and overcome.
Oh.
Where is third map though?
Is it still going? Looks like it's still going. Okay, guys, we're gonna pause here for just a couple of moments because the third map is theoretically still going. I just don't want to start it now and have it crash part of the way through. The really annoying bit is I don't have any BRB stuff queued up either, because I didn't expect this. Yeah.
I mean, we did have 2 really long games. Like they were both 8-10. It looks like they're on autumn. I can't see the score. Obviously, I wouldn't say the score, but I would imagine it's probably over within the next 5 minutes.
Yeah,
you could pull up some meme songs. You know, I'm sure there's some potential for a save screen.
I'm just gonna click refresh and hope. Yeah, it has to be over real soon, unless it goes 9-9 or it's the replay's broken. Maybe is another possibility.
No, they're playing. They're playing.
Stuck live. Okay. Are we close to the end? Do you think, in your professional judgment?
We are very close to the ending.
Okay.
I've been told by a source.
Source is close to the game.
Which sounds like it's me, but it's actually not. I actually got a message.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
So I mean, those were 2 very, very good games so far. You know, like it's gone each team's way. Now I wonder who picked what. So Inferno would have been a home
Inferno
team
was
pick.
the FBI pick, their home, so Dust 2 was the VA pick.
So they're winning each other's picks, which is a very interesting turn up, actually.
At the same side, like both teams had the bans, so they could like ban what they definitely didn't like. So basically, you're just picking what's agreeable to you at this
That's
stage.
that's
Like,
that's fair. Yeah, it's
right?
like,
So it's
do we play it now or do we play it next map?
I'm trying to find pause music, but YouTube is failing me, giving me some, results I don't want, and I don't think anybody wants.
I mean,
So
I could just put on some elevator music.
yeah, maybe that needs to be happening. I mean, I would play like an album, but DMC and such. So I
This
think we
is
have to
not
wait this one
elevator
out.
music. Like, I've never stepped into an elevator and felt trendy, but you know what? It doesn't really matter because the game is ready to watch. That is not elevator music, and it's
Okay.
throwing players away,
Yeah.
viewers away.
It looks like Hector has a considerable amount of delay, but I'm getting the message that we are up for starters, which is a spoiler in itself, because we know this is going to be a long one. We know
Yeah.
it's going to be close. Otherwise,
Strap in and prepare yourselves.
would be. But I didn't get the spoilers. People were trying to spoiler me, I guess, but I didn't read them. That's a strength. If you can't read, then you can't get spoiled. That's the thing. But it is autumn. It is FBI's pick. It looks like VA starts on the CT side, which is interesting because generally speaking, VA likes to pick the harder side first, which to have one more round on the easier side, which definitely is the CT side. It's interesting in the sense that this should be not only because it's a pick for FBI, but also FBI has multiple PSBR players. Wrist aggressive on a short. FBI should saw this coming, but did not, and suddenly the round is almost over. But yeah, FBI does have Rick and Icebjorn, who are cross-play players. Then again, VA has Yaku, who was a PlayStation player originally, so they should be well acquainted with this map. But yeah, Wrist likes to play aggressive on a short, which can pay off, but it's also very risky. In this instance, it paid off well. Got 2 kills.
High risk, high reward, and this time he got the reward.
Yeah, I don't like it. It is very defensible because the timing is not in favor of the T's. But if you die there, even if you get 2 kills like he did, if you get traded out 1 for 2, so in theory, you did something good, it's still kind of bad, because then map control for the CTs is suddenly gone, because you have 1 guy on A and 1 guy on mid, or maybe 2 guys on mid and 1 guy on B.
Those flashes.
Hello, Icebjorn, please no spoilers. We don't know the results. Don, however, knows he can shoot Mad H in the back, which is generally the safest way to shoot somebody, I would say. And we have Rick on the white flank on B. Unfortunately, the bomb is not with him. They now realize Rick is there, and they think... Actually, he's in dark, going over to A side, and now he gets traded out. And with just 2 seconds on the clock, all Killia can do is take away Don's armor and gun.
Running out of time like that is really harsh, especially on a pistol round. Like you don't expect to get timed out like that so early on. But hey,
they get body checked by Wrist pretty much immediately on that, and then the attack really died down. Yeah, unfortunate. Now FBI is full saving. VA is buying UMPs. This I can understand. The UMP is a money making machine, so they can cash up here. I probably wouldn't have buy 4 because 4 people can't all get 2 kills. But Wrist does get Opello presumably on a short. By now they should expect this. If 1 person in storage gets Mad H, and probably also Rick. Yaku gets Rick, actually. Leaving just Killia, who also dies. So, really clean round for VA here.
So if you're buying UMPs, do you buy armor in a round like that? Because you know that they're probably going to have deagles, so your head armor is useless.
It's also useless against, what's it called? AKs. So if they're forcing for whatever reason, however, it also does nothing. I would still buy it because A, you can, and B, you're gonna take that armor with you in the next round.
That's fair.
So if they are not buying anything, or if they're buying like a mini AK, and you don't buy armor, then you're just giving them a fair 1v1, which is not something you want, you know.
And there's no loading of armor in this game, so
exactly.
It's
I mean, they come with Altons, like, default. Although it looks like on Icebeyond character, his face mask is up, and on Killia's it's down. It's interesting details here. Yaku does get Icebeyond because he didn't have his face mask down. Classic mistake. Swings out. Mad-Age can't save himself. And somehow Yaku is still alive. This is a good spot to play and defend because of the stairs. And he's playing it well. But I feel like at this point he should have been punished for his aggressive peeking, and he's pretty much one shot now. He should really, you know,
back up,
get the cue that it's time to leave. Oh, Icebeyond did spoiler that he did die on Autumn, but we just saw it. We saw that he died because no Alton face shield, and now 35 seconds on the clock. Looks like the FBI will have to save. Don and Hector decided to just keep the ohms. That's interesting, bold choice. They really seem to believe in these guns. And finally Yaku gets killed. 20 seconds on the clock. But yeah, they don't have mid control. And Risk just cleans it up. Sprays it down.
3k with the burst from G3, yeah.
Finally Don was able to get himself a weapon, so maybe this is like Exfil, he looted an AK, you know.
Upgrades.
But 3-0, Rick's the only person on the FBI side with kills. Alexander also 0 score. I'm not entirely sure where he plays, but he doesn't seem to get a lot of action. But this is how Autumn is sometimes, you know, if they're aggressive on one side.
I think Mid is totally underutilized in this map. I really do.
For now, this is the pre-nade from Hector. It didn't really do much damage. Tag to people. They're intending to save. Interesting choice. I think they will be on loss next round, so I think they could have forced this. This time, Wrist is not overly aggressive. Still gets a pick. But now they should be able to trade him out. Don dies in mid, I believe, and Mad-Age does get Wrist, but they are now pretty low. Most of them anyways. All of them except for Rick and Ice, I guess. But yeah, 4v3 for FBI means the map is wide open. And then this happens.
Oh no!
But yeah. This is where he plays, I guess. And he does get 2, but Rick trades him out. And the last person, Yaku, is behind Rick. Will Rick smell it? No, he has no idea. He's about to... Oh, timing! But they don't have bomb, the issue.
40 seconds.
And Matt is really low, so if Yaku plays this right... Oh, Rick spots him. And then he gets Mad-Age, but yeah, gets killed. Can we check if Alexander is playing under from the start? Or where I would think he's a B player who just came under.
Yeah, we'll follow him for now then.
We can do cool action cams.
Alexander.
On the rifle.
Playing on A this time?
Interesting. Maybe there's a stacking it now?
Far back on A.
Wrist is still an A short, so I guess they're playing 3-1-1. And Wrist is aggressive, but gets checked by Iced. And now the map is wide open. If FBI's place is smart, if they are not overly aggressive, yeah, they can sneak a player under. Oh, gets another beautiful headshot and a grenade kill. But somehow somebody's an A short and he's not checked. And with all the smoke, that's a dangerous situation. But yeah, it's killed. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, to be honest. Like, this was a very confusing round. I don't really understand how A was defended and then wasn't defended at all. There was 3 people that should have been not as clean, but it worked out for FBI.
Yeah, I think.
Iceborne again with the face shield up, though. That is not good. That's, you know.
You're going into combat, man. Get that shield down.
Yeah, like the scaff will one-tap you. I swear.
Yeah.
We'll see if Rist keeps being aggressive. Yeah, it looks like they keep 3 up. The flashbang was good, but they're on a safe, so this is interesting. Matt should totally expect somebody else there. Yep. Was he wearing armor? Did I see that right?
I don't.
It looked like he had a helmet, and now it's 1v5.
Did have a helmet.
So that was just the skin and not the actual armor.
Maybe.
I feel, yeah, I think very I mean, I have 50 hours in this game, so I don't really know.
50k hours in this game.
Yeah, Iceborne wants to feel the breeze in his face. Yaku comes to investigate what happened here. Murder, and I think his corpse is about to be added to the pile. He does have the nice head peek, but yeah, the nicest head peek is tricky when there's so many people shooting at you.
Yep.
Eventually one will hit the head, and that's 1 more for the pile right there.
3-3.
Yeah, that's definitely what FBI wants. Like, after a rough start, getting 3 rounds on the T side is pretty good. If they can get 1 more, then I mean, I would say they're set up for win, but we know this is gonna be a long game, so clearly the CT is, however it goes, also tricky. But we shall see where the roads end here in Scotland.
Scotland. Yeah, I can't.
There's the pre-net again. FBI knows this pre-net. I know that FBI knows this pre-net, and yet they run into it. But half HP, they can tank that. And VA keeps stacking 3. Interesting. But it looks like Rist has stopped pushing A short because it hasn't worked out the last few rounds. So I think that's a good decision. And just 1 under, 1 mid is really super dangerous in terms of B. But it doesn't look like they're going B.
Matt sneaking up, getting the kill.
Yep.
Opening up mid.
A little bit lucky on the smoke timing, you know, but that's how smoke goes.
Yeah.
But it looks like FBI hasn't given up on A. And now it's a 3v4 situation with 45 seconds left. Killia should try to make it out of there, and quick.
He has the bomb.
Because he does have the bomb, but he decides to just kill people. And there's the flank. Beautiful flank from Rick, and now it's 2v1. Yaku is coming up heaven, but I don't think he can stop the plant. And Rick made it back into a short. That's unfortunate timing on the smoke. I think Yaku heard or saw Rick, so he fully expects them in a long. And the bomb is also not planted.
Oh.
But he does get him 30 seconds. Yeah. I mean, he kind of had to peek there because the bomb was not planted for him, but still solid 2v1 for Yaku.
And short was smoked off anyway, so even if he was on short, it wouldn't have been any good for him either.
I mean, I don't think Rick would have expected Yaku to have clippers at this point, so I feel like you can be in smoke.
Okay.
Just, you know, stand in smoke, wait until you hear. I mean, if you know the map well, you can even line up the site, so you can just shoot through the smoke. But yeah, this was just unlucky that Killia got killed on the smoke. I think they were just a little bit too unlucky. But I also feel like Rick gave up Hell. He could have stayed in Hell, but he ran back to A short. Hell is a really good position to have as a T when the enemy needs to retake. And it looks like they're playing it slow. I like it. Heist is already in Acon. We have a lurk on B. Was hearing the B player, but Matt did drop, so the other player should hear that.
Yeah. I think he wants him to hear that he's there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. But then again, 2 people are still in mid, so it just seems like they're playing for picks here, not committing. We have Alexander being aggressive,
Oh, this could be dangerous.
trying to fight the... Oh, that's Hector actually, sorry. And he's catching us off guard. If there was a mid player, then Hector would have been dead, but sometimes it plays out like that.
Ah, where are you?
And now I think Opello is trying to sell it, but there's nobody in A long, so I'm not sure he can.
This mid player.
And Hector, no, it's Don.
Oh, okay then.
Don actually gets sprayed against the wall. That brain is all over there. Hector again trying to fight the high ground. And Yaku still on that storage position. Finally gets killed by Opello. But 15 seconds on the clock, that's why Opello is running around like a madman. He has to take ground here so that the plan can happen. And there it is, the beeping has started. Good flashbang.
Not a great hiding spot,
Yep.
but it's better than no cover at all.
They should know he's there, and he knows that they know. But they probably don't expect Rick to be also there. And he does get Rick a wrist. And there's the refrag. Yeah.
Nice.
Opello did a hell of a job here, like staying alive for as long, and also clearing the entire side. There was very little time, and he just pushed it and played it aggressive, and it played out. And this is beautiful for FBI. 4-4 is what you want on this map, I would say. If you get 4, that's plenty if you have your CT under control. Which, you know, it will totally not be a long game. Like, why would it be a long game?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it is probably over on the CT side. But
Yeah,
if they
it's like-
can, you know, get the 5-4, that's the icing on the cake. Money-wise, VA really has to buy into the SMGs here as a last resort. They barely have any util. Don still has 450 left. I guess he wants to go to the club afterwards because he saved that for a rainy day, I guess. And they're aggressive on A long again, it seems. But yeah, we have a lurk with Opello. He's also very low, so he's about to get killed, I think. He's not expecting the long push, and yeah, he got. Not sure why Ice is not expecting that.
I don't know if the information came through or got received.
I mean, he must hear all this running, and he
Yeah.
does get. He gets them both.
Yeah.
Alexander does get Rick, who was probably supporting from mid, but now A is wide open. FBI is on B though. It looks like they're going for the rotate,
Yeah. 35 seconds.
which is it's a hard choice to make. It was 40 seconds when they started, which sounds like a lot, but the long rotate is a really long rotate.
especially after.
And he's
the-
running through mid, which is super dangerous, but it looks like it's paying off because nobody's watching mid. Unluck, FBI would say that VA did not watch mid here. That was crucial. Like, whoever's in mid should have watched the con. And now they have the site. With just 10 seconds on the clock, you can see there would have been probably no time to do this. Maybe just about. But yeah, bomb goes down, and it's now 2v2. Don does not have a real gun, I would say, but Icebeon is pretty low. So, doable. But also, this health spell is like deceiving, because if Icebeon has full armor, then the Ump is, you know, not winning that fight. He's coming from long, gets killed, and also gets killed. Yeah. 5 rounds. And Icebeon just icing his captain. It was pretty rough. I would think that was good teamwork, but he, I guess, disagreed and just popped it, you know.
Listen,
Took his loot.
if your only communication method is gunshots, you're going to shoot people.
Yeah. Oh, I hope Riz doesn't have any tech issues. He's just sitting there and spawn, and this is not the time to be sitting.
Again, Jared. What are you at?
The cursed Jared.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Ah.
him getting up now.
Oh, that's movement. We're seeing movement. But yeah, sometimes like shooting people is a form of communication. I was playing Xfil and I teamed up with a bunch of randoms, and then they shot me in the face, and I asked why, and they wrote me, yeah, we needed to see your name on the kill screen so we could add you. So that was pretty funny, even though I would have appreciated to not being getting shot in the face.
They could have just asked.
Yeah, voice was not working, I think was the issue. It looks like VA is playing it super slow here. It's down to 1 minute now without really any gain. We have some movement on B. If FBI does not get rattled by this, this could be really hard for VA to get the take. But it looks like... It's hard to say. It looks like they're in default position. Nope, now they're running off. This is perfect for VA. Side is wide open if they now
Red
can
bit.
capitalize on that. I'm not sure what exactly triggered that, but Icebjorn does get a kill. I'm not sure where, maybe in mid. And now they're rotating back. And now the gist is up. Jig is up.
Jig,
Apello does
yeah.
get a kill, but the plant goes down. 5v3 retake is certainly possible if they group up.
Oh, there's the knife.
Rick just runs down. He now has the opportunity to just defuse because both of them are out of position. And it appears he knows. He doesn't even need to know. His team has his back. And that's a beautiful start. 4-6. I mean, everything was going well for VA here. Like, they got the site without firing a shot. They got the plant. Then they got ambushed by Apello sitting in the sewers, I guess. He even looks like his profile picture is even like a sewer monster, I think. And then it all fell apart. And there's the AK force on VA side. You might as well, if you don't win this round, then it's looking really dire. 4-6 now. It's also possible that some of them took an extended break. They're allowed to take a 15-minute break. Or timeout, I guess. Good grenade. Tags Don. Shakes his confidence. You know, that sometimes it's just as important. But Don says, no, I'm just going to peek this and fire this. I can still do it. And he does. And he gets away.
Drops the gun over to
Wrist. Yeah, Wrist doesn't really get the memo. But yeah, this swap I like. Giving a player with full HP your gun when you're like half HP is the correct play. But it looks like VA wants to play it slow. Which is hard, I would say, because you can't really afford these extended gunfights.
50 seconds, so they do need to get some picks.
Oh no, Hector team kills Wrist. Wrist does manage to kill Matt with a pretty beautiful headshot. Killia and Yaku trade, but then Hector gets killed. Now it's a 3v2, 3v1 even. Apello again. Alexander does have the bomb, so this is the time to clutch, but it looks like he's aiming for the side where everybody is and not the side that's open. He has 25 seconds on the clock. He opens up, so now they know where he is. He doesn't really have time to rotate. Yeah, I don't think he can win this.
He just loses his helmet there. Oh, he's not wearing a helmet. Oh, getting peeked from both sides.
Yeah. That's the worst feeling in the world when you're like aiming at somebody, you know he's about to peek and somebody else is shooting at you and you know, like, I have to get out of this line of fire, but I cannot because I have to aim. Yeah. That's just like, you know you're already dead, but it hasn't happened yet. It's like, please. 4-7, yeah, it's looking well so far for FBI. The VA comeback has to start now because otherwise this is not happening. And they have a mixed buy, 3 deagles, I can almost count, 2 AKs, and a little bit of confusion.
Looks like they might try and force it a little bit. Oh, sneaking out of a long here we have Mad H.
In storage on B. This is B side.
Did I say
yeah, this is
whoops?
yeah. This is a good spot. The only issue is you can get flashed and like checked.
Yeah.
But if they didn't see him cross, which I don't think they did, they were pretty late. They don't expect them there. Wrist was about to check, but then unchecked, and yeah, Ice now has to cross, so they can't even really get. Oh, no, I mean they can get mid H apparently with a beautiful headshot by Don. But yeah, they still have full control over the cross, and yeah. Ice shuts it down, leaving just Yaku, who at this point just saved the AK. Like, this is not happening. It's 1v4. No bomb. 40 seconds. I'm not sure where he's aiming at. It's like holding the gun way too high, but apparently it works for him because, you know, he headshots Rake. And now he knows where he is, but Iceborne just returns the favor. Gets the kill, 4-8. And now it's looking really dire for VA.
Oh, yeah, they need to do something to turn this around, and they need to do it now. Yeah. They can't afford anymore. Like,
yeah, they have to win this round. If they go 4-9, then I don't know why the game was close, because then FBI has so many rounds to fuck it up. The eco is looking decent, but VA does have the money. Like, they have the util, and it looks like they're going 5-man A, which we'll see if that works out for them. It might as well. Looks like a short player is giving up A to a degree. which might be the play if he managed to. No, he's fumbling around with
Did he
util.
drop a grenade in?
And just now, that was a
Oh,
smoke.
smoke. Rip.
If that was out like 10 seconds earlier,
Yeah.
that would have been beautiful. Where's the other A player? Did he abandon his brother in arms? Yeah. Ice did push into hell, but was all alone. Killia does get a kill from the flank, but gets refragged. And now it's 2v4 with no control. They might need to save this. Maybe this is the start.
Yeah.
Rick does see feet. He shoots feet, but doesn't get a kill. That is a smoke. A beautiful smoke, though.
Flash.
Is that a smoke? Flash? Okay, that's flash. Probably didn't do a whole lot, but he does manage to get multiple. But then Alexander does kill Mad Age in the end. They made it close. 2v4 into like a 1v0. You know, that's effort, and it certainly hurts the eco of VA. They can still, you know, all buy guns, but, you know, not much more. And FBI looks like a sort of safe-ish. I see an ump, I see a deagle, I see a Glock, I think. No, that's 1911, right? Killia with the double knife. And VA's mixing it up. Like, they had a success with the 5-man A, and now they are just going 4-man B.
This could
Which
work.
might just, yeah, if they are fast enough to capitalize on the fact that there's nobody on B. Tima is not playing this game. Ice is there with the M4, the hero M4, if he can stay alive. It's good that he's guarding the cross, but he's guarding it from the worst spot, wide out in the open, and gets killed by Hector. But he bought his team some time, so the smokes are good. Rick gets killed, I believe, in mid. And this should be a VA round, seeing how the remaining FBI players are not well armed.
Yeah.
Shot of the 1911 desperately trying to fire in the general direction of the enemy, and knives being thrown over walls. It's the absolute state of desperation here.
That's Pavlov right there.
Yeah. Sprint peeking from Yaku, just making sure nobody's pushing. But yeah, it's nothing FBI can do at this point, so they might as well deny.
Do you deny them the kill bonus at this stage?
Yeah, you might as well.
Then
Like,
just
you're not-
leave, you know.
If they're deagles, I feel like they could try to get like a frag from the distance. But with the 1911 knives, it's just not gonna happen. And they do get a kill on Alexander, who didn't hear the beeping as well. 6-8, so again, big opportunity to do something funny. Knowing FBI so far, they're gonna deny me the funny number, which feels like a personal insult.
At this stage it is.
But they do have money now for rifles, and if you have a rifle on Autumn on the CT side, you can have some fun. You can, you know, get some kills.
Again, looks like it's all going to be in B main. One player out towards mid. I feel like
Yeah,
they
whoever's
could-
in storage is hella late though. Like, Yaku gets killed in mid, and Rist gets killed by MedH in storage. If MedH can make it out of there alive,
Oh,
he
okay.
cannot, but he can get another kill and tells his team there's more people there. So he did his job. Hector, however, gets a beautiful headshot on Ice Beyond. And now it's a 2v3 for VA, 1v3 even.
Do they have
Alexander needs to clutch to avoid the funny number, but he cannot avoid the funny number. The funny number is inevitable. 6-9, that is a match point for FBI, actually. In fact, it's 4 match points? Am I counting this right?
Yeah, they need 4 rounds to
can't-
win.
I can't count that high. I'm very proud of myself.
I don't know that you count
Why-
multiple match points, but yeah.
Yeah. Why is it funny? That's a question for another day. I feel like you're too young.
If you figured it out, you might not have a kid. Wrist taking a lot of damage there from that grenade coming through.
Rick gets Yaku in mid, but Don immediately refrags him. But it's very interesting that there's 2 people coming from Acon. If if VA smells this and Risk does, then this flank does nothing. But MedH is in heaven. The bomb is now planted, but Mad gets another kill. Turning this in 2v2, and they do know where Rick is, and they must know where Hector is because somebody planted that bomb. So yeah.
They're winning. If they had pushed it, they might have had better odds since they waited for the teammates to group up, but...
the grenade gets Mad H and Killia and Hector trade out 7-9. Everything is wide open again. Well, not wide open. I think... Actually, no, FBI's eco is kind of not good. Oof.
Oh, it was a great
he caught that
though.
one.
Yeah.
He caught that one.
Hey, what's this?
Rist had a lot of faith that it wouldn't land next to his planter buddy. 7-9 now. VA has money. FBI probably needs to save.
I can't look at their spawn. I don't have a camera set up. My bad.
That's fine.
I'm good at this.
We see it in the score. They have deagles and an 8 from Rick. And this should be around for VA, but again, deagles are very dangerous at times if they land in your face. One VA player checking for the cross, but he's in an interesting spot, and Riz does not expect it. Gets a kill and 2 tags on Alexander, and the intel that there's like 2 more players. So this is now dangerous. VA needs to enter this site quick. Rick tries to pre-nade, but the VA is too slow to catch that. Smoke come out, Killia trades out or gets Alexander, who was tagged already twice by Matt. And now they're going for the plant. But Don on the flank in mid. Not sure who's under, but he needs to be not under, but helping his team.
He's trying to fight mid or come in through mid.
Yeah, but it's just too late. He might catch Don off guard, but by that point the round is over. 20 seconds. He catches him off guard, but does not connect the shots. Now he should see him through the railing, but he does not. He gets Hector on side, but Yaku kills him, takes 2 tags. Yeah. Good save round, but yeah, the win was more important, and I feel certainly that win was within reach. Mad H got a great opening with like that kill and then the tags. But just a little bit too slow. 8-9.
Oh,
it is a close game.
Yeah.
It's anybody's game, I would say. But yeah, FBI can afford. They have a decent amount of util, and it looks like the 5-man A train is back. It's interesting because the 5-man pushes have worked for VA much more than anything else, I feel like. That nade goes nowhere. And FBI should hard rotate. Oh no, Opello again got caught out on the smoke. That is unlucky. Twice now he's dying in that position, holding the smoke in his hand. And there goes the plant. They cannot even deny the plant because the smoke is good. Planted well.
That's it.
Looks like we're going for a 9-9.
Yeah, 9-9.
FBI needs to save this. And they are.
Please.
This is spicy.
This is still anybody's game right here.
I think FBI has enough loss for them to be able to full rifle. So 1 round will decide over everything. We could have, we could have skipped everything else. Like, we didn't even need to cast Inferno or Dust 2, like, fuck all of that. Just tune in for the last round, because that's the only thing that matters. Obviously, the drama beforehand. They're going to bookshop, not touching the Easter egg, which I think is legal in League M. I think you can safely touch that. I don't think there's a rule against that. But they decide not to fuck around. And this is the final round. This is it. Yeah, money is okay for FBI.
Let's go. This is it. This decides who moves forwards into next week's semi-finals.
Yeah. I think the interesting question is, will VA have the balls to just 5-man it again? It looks like they're going for another 5-man A long, or A, I guess. There's the pre-nade.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea.
But I don't know who threw that smoke, but these smokes are beautiful. It looks like VA doesn't care, just runs into the smoke. Unfortunately, they stopped watching it. I don't know who's in heaven, but he just didn't. That
Timing
nade
on
got
that
stuck.
nade. Yeah.
The bomb is planted with barely any damage. Now the retake has to come in. This is not good for FBI. If they still have smokes, they could maybe potentially smoke off A long. That nade was good, I think. Somebody there lost a lot of health. But clock's ticking. Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
25.
They need to get some ground now.
Oh, that smoke's beautiful. Oh, and that util is beautiful. Like, they are just completely
Swarm.
pushed off. Yes, they defuse.
And the double clips come in.
I mean, they weren't even needed, but that util combination, they were all stuck in A long. If we can see that again. And just the util storm basically preventing them from doing anything. I think A long was also smoked off. It's not showing on the replay because we rewind it. I think that clears some smoke off, but
Yeah,
I think...
exactly.
Yeah, that's the nade done. Is immediately one shot. And then we have A short. I'm not sure when FBI gave that up. But they don't have A short. Sorry, when VA gave that up, Jaco gets killed there. So they're worried about Opello on the flank, but at the same time, they just, yeah, Opello gets wrist also. Just the cleanest retake. Alexander gets the flank, but, you know, the smoke is there to stop anything. And then the happy cheers by Icebeon with Rix, which just mows him down. And it's a hell of a GG, I would say. Like, you can't really get any closer. Like, 8-10, 10-8, 9-10. That is...
Oh,
wow.
yeah. Good games. Both teams
Close
deserve...
games. Damn.
Yeah, both teams deserve it. Like...
It literally came down to the last round, and VA had a like super solid take. They took it without... I was sure, you know, VA had this because they got the bump down without any casualties. But then they didn't have A short, and then the util from VA was the util from FBI was just on point. You know, it was exactly what it needed to be. They all pushed together. There was beautiful execution. Like just throwing the util itself, is obviously helpful. But then the entire team pushing, that was just the icing on the cake, and VA just had no answer. They should have had like counter util. I would say if they had like a 1 or 2 flashbangs just popping back. Yeah. And they should have had that at point because they had the eco. They took the side without casualties, so they should have had them. They could have like thrown a wrench into this, but they didn't. And then FBI just played it and won.
Flawless retake, absolutely flawless retake. Yeah, bravo FBI. Look forward to seeing you next week. And
I mean, they will fight against OG, and these guys are washed as fuck. So I think this not going to be as interesting of a game to watch.
Are you saying you've got insider information here?
No, I know nothing. I have 50 hours of Pavlov, so you know what do I know?
Excellent. Thank you so much for casting most of that game. I fucking loved it.
A pleasure.
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time, probably later this week with some more games. Yeah, have that.
GG's.
GG's.